Hey everybody, and welcome back to The Average. I'm going to dive straight into this video because you've already seen the title, and today we're going to be looking at a couple of different movies, and I'm going to be taking and recreating the art from each of these movies because I thought that was a fun idea, and I hope that you stick along for the ride. The first movie is Little Women, and I'm not talking about all these different renditions. We know there's only one Little Women right now at the moment that is number one in our hearts. And it is the 1994 masterpiece with Winona Ryder, Kirsten Dunst, Claire Danes, and some other people in there. If you don't know what Little Women is about, it follows the lives of the March women who are young women and they grow into adults, and it's about their lives and their family. And yeah, it's a pretty decent story. I really enjoyed this movie. I watched it as a young kid and it stuck with me, and I've watched it a few times since then. But also, yeah, I am looking forward to the new movie, so I don't know why I just trashed it. So there's this bit in this movie where Amy, she becomes this amazing artist in the end. Oh, by the way, there's going to be spoilers. If you haven't seen them, then just breeze on through to the next movie that I mention. Amy becomes this great, amazing painter somehow, even though she's a brat who burnt Joe's book.
No! I didn't do it! I'm gonna die!
And then, yeah. And I thought, like, when I saw this movie, I was a kid and I was like, holy heck, she's amazing at painting now. How did that happen? Because we've never seen her practice. But she goes off to France, I think it is, and just becomes this amazing painter. So I decided that I want to paint this scene or this painting that she's making here, because I remember seeing it and being like, that's amazing. I could never do that when I was a kid. So let's try it and see if I can do that. Okay, so I have my screen cap of Amy's painting here, and as I can see, it's just really a study of something that she's seen before her, like a statue or something that she's seeing in these gardens. So really, it's not really a finalized piece I think she's working on here. I think she's just working on some studies, and I think that's the whole point, because she's there to learn how to be an artist. So I think this has come at the right time for me to try and study something. Although I am studying a painting that somebody else is making, so it doesn't really make that much sense, but let's try it and see how I do. Obviously, I think that Amy is using oil paints here. She's definitely not using watercolors, so I'm cheating a bit by using watercolors because I've never in my life used oils and I'm afraid of them. I think I watched a video recently by another YouTuber, and she said that be careful with the cloth that you wipe the oils on because it could combust. I think it was Mini Smalls, and I was like, yeah, I'm never trying these now because that sounds terrifying. And so I'm just used to using watercolors, and that's it. I have to say sorry about the camera setup in this video today. It won't happen again. My tripod actually broke and I've ordered a new one, but I needed to get a video out, so we're doing something a little bit different today, and I hope that it's okay. So I thought what I would do is use like the watercolor brush pens to sort of mark out the shape of the statue. I can then just use water to just kind of brush it away if I don't like the lines, so that's really handy to use, and I can also blend it into the overall image that I want. So it's kind of difficult because I can't really see everything that Amy's doing. I only see a quick pan of this painting. I don't think we ever see it in its entirety, so the bits that I don't see I'm gonna kind of have to make up. But as I can see, she's not really done much background. She's sort of focused more on the rendering of the figure. So I'm just going to try and copy the kind of rendering light that she's done. She's done it in a sort of sepia kind of pencil, and then used grey and white oil paints, I think. So let's just try and see if we can replicate that right now. So like I said, when I was a kid, I was absolutely blown away by this picture. I remember it vividly. So getting into the characters' thought process here is like she's figuring out how light works, I guess, on an object and how to render, and because she's not really focused on the background, so I guess the whole point of the painting, I can only assume from this screen grab, is to learn how to draw the light on the statue. Alright, so I've kind of given up on this a little bit. I think I just realised that it's very difficult and it was probably going to take me hours, but I think I did an okay job. There's some rendering bits that I would like to do better, but I think because I'm looking at a kind of sketchy screenshot of a painting in a film, I can't really get the details. I'm like trying to look at the mouth and I couldn't really figure out how it would work. But I think it kind of looks okay. It's not the worst attempt, but it's not the best. But I think I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with it, so I'm just gonna call it a day and realize that I probably need to do more studies and light studies on things. So yeah, I think it's okay. But yeah, that's my finalized piece for this Little Women painting, and stick around to see what's next. The next movie that I decided to do is going to be Mona Lisa Smile, because I really like this movie. I enjoyed it a lot when I was a kid. It kind of opened my eyes up to feminism a little bit and painting just to enjoy and looking at something just because it exists. And there's some very poignant things that happen throughout this movie, and if you haven't seen it, I suggest going and watching it.
Age of these paintings, they are technically very sophisticated
Because of the shading and the thickness of the lines as it moves over the hump of the bison. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
There's a particular scene that I really enjoyed where the teacher of these women, she teaches art history and she wants to kind of evoke these women to feel something when they look at a painting and have them appreciate art in its raw state, I don't know, I guess. And yeah, she takes them to go see a Jackson Pollock and it's unveiled to them, and this is what happens.
Do yourselves a favor, stop talking and look. You're not required to write a paper, you're not even required to like it. You are required to consider it.
I just think it's just a really cool scene. I really enjoy that. She just shuts them down. She's like, just look at it. So I'm gonna try and recreate a Jackson Pollock painting. So I'm just gonna rough up the canvas a little bit with some colours that I think will work. I actually haven't worked on canvas for a while, but I know that you should always prime a canvas so you don't have this blazing white colour underneath. Wow, it looks exactly the same. Good job, me. Okay, so we're gonna try and just mess with stuff now. Not really sure how he does stuff, but let's go for it. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay. It's just trash, isn't it?
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, okay, so it looks a bit weird. It's not obviously not a Jackson Pollock. It's just a fun bit of painting, and I actually found this quite satisfying, so I might do this again. That's my version of a Jackson Pollock, and I think that's the end of the video. I don't know if you guys like this, but let me know down below in the comments what you thought was your favourite. What painting should I do next, if I should do any more, and yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!